Gagoo, hello. It's Echo Isles. It's a GBR 1 versus 1. And the players are Anubis the Jackal versus Granty. And I've made sure that the map is pretty darn small, so we can't have any laymen. Laymen as in, well, my constitution of laymen is basically going heavy macro and doing nothing the entire game. I like small maps. I like action. I like... make of that what you will. I like things to happen. And this is a map where you kind of have to do things. Otherwise you're going to lose. For example, if one person goes for the expansion, that other player is going to have to react. It's not like Twisted Meadows or whatever where you could just go get your own expansion. Yes, you could here, but it's much more likely because of the size of the map for the player to actually go and attack that expansion rather than just saying, okay, you got an expansion, I'll get an expansion. You got another expansion, I'll get another expansion. We'll just take the map and not do anything. We want fun. We want action. And this is it. Apparently this is a bit of a grudge. Because Anubis is pissed because Granty's beaten him a couple of times or something like that. So really this is Anubis's time to shine. You are watching him right now. Well, actually technically you're watching Granty go for a neutral hero. But yes, you're going to also see Anubis. And you're going to see him prove himself. Oh. Quite a while yet, but I suppose the Acolyte's got nothing better to do. I was waiting for that hero to come out whilst I was drinking my water, just assuming it was time. It's not time. It's not time at all. So, no units yet for Anubis. He's not in any rush. What's that Archmage going to do? Is he going to try and harass an undead, or is he just going to creep with militia? Maybe one footman? We shall see. Meanwhile, the Dark Ranger is still not ready yet, but I'm assuming it's a Dark Ranger. I'm going to call it as Dark Ranger, but we'll see. Looks like the prince is calling that as well. If he's the prince, I'm the king. My boy! Oh, wow! That was not one that we could predict, to be quite frank. Tinker. Well, I just did not think that would be the case, but there you go. Tinker it is. So he's going to have to tinker it up with the harass. Is it rocket stuns? I assume he's gone for Pocket Factory, but he might have gone rockets. We'll find out in a moment. Probably Pocket Factory. Probably Pocket Factory. Anubis, could you at least finish that creep off and then go deal with him? Either deal with him or finish the creep off. One or the other. Now you're going to let him get the creep. Don't do it, Anubis. Don't do it. Well, he's getting some good damage, but I think Granty's going to nab the little steel kill here. Maybe the item as well. Oh, it's a Tome of Agility. Little clockwork goblins doing the trick. They do actually good damage, and they also explode AoE, so they're actually pretty effective against humans if you can get in that position where you're dominating the game a little bit, and then you just keep the pressure on. I'm not saying it works 100%, but you know, I've seen it be a very effective Tinker harass against human, because they're quite persistent, those little buggers, little clockwork goblins. We have our Tinker, he's moving around the top, maybe going for another harass technique, I think he is. Meanwhile, Anubis is considering whether he should finish off this creep camp. Meanwhile, he's using... Oh wait, no wait, no wait, this isn't a Death Knight. Ghouls are creeping and getting killed. I just thought I'd catch that. But there's a Tinker about. Normally it's a Death Knight harassing and ghouls are creeping and dying. Yes, Pocket Factory is getting punished this time. Not going to last that much longer. But those peasants aren't in the best of shapes. I mean, I guess if Granty keeps the harass up, he might get a couple more kills, but I wouldn't have thought he'd get away with too much more. In fact, just one more Arcane Tower here would be fine. Just another Arcane Tower. 2 Arcane Towers, nothing to be ashamed of. It's very, very effective and cheap. Got Peasant here doing his little scout. That's a good move, at least by Anubis, so he can at least see what his opponent is doing whilst he's getting harassed so hard back at his base. Oh, Scout Towers coming out. Don't go too heavy on the towers. No need to overdo it, but yes, I assume another one of those is going to be an arcane tower. Although a guard tower would still be fine, but arcane towers do pretty much put people off coming to your base. It's pretty effective. Got to the quiet point now.
Players' forces are under
oh wait, no, the Pocket Factory's back. Keeps sneaking it in between farms, so the least amount of little militias can actually get in there and do some damage. Anubis is getting so distracted by this though. He shouldn't let himself get distracted. The key is really, quite clearly, what you need to do is you concentrate on creeping and just handle it. Just handle it, you know. If he's... all it is a Pocket Factory. Just send a few militia on it, job done. Meanwhile, you're creeping, you're still getting experience, you're not getting distracted, you're not getting left behind. Level 2 Tinker, he's ahead of the Archmage. You can't have that. The humans need to be ahead of the game. That's kind of the way it goes. They don't necessarily need to be ahead of the game, it's just kind of expected because they can fast creep with militia and all of that malarkey. They have a lot of power very early on. They can take on orange camps right off the bat as soon as the Archmage comes out. So yes, this is his time now to creep this off. He's not going to get... Granty, I think, he's playing the cheat colour, but I can just about see him on the minimap if you look. It's very difficult, but you can actually see it here. And he's got boost of speed. He is a speedy bugger because I didn't even realise this for a while. At least I probably just forgot it. But the, I can't remember what it's called, but the passive ability for the Tinker is what you basically pick as your second ability. And that makes him faster, as well as other things. It makes his abilities more effective. So that on top of boost of speed actually makes him a very viable hero. You don't really think of the Tinker as a speedy, fast hero, but he really is. He's quite underrated, to be quite frank. I've had a lot of success with the Tinker in the past. It's a very underrated hero. Oh, almost took a big risk there. What have we got going on here? Granty stealing the creeps underneath. That's a nice move. Not necessarily using them to harass here, which he probably should do, but still, I do like this as long as he doesn't lose the ghouls. But it's a nice, funny touch. You see what I mean? Because he's essentially... oh, look at that item. Wow. That Tinker is on his way. Halfway through level 3. Yeah, he's taking the creeps away from Anubis, so that when they actually get into a more stalemate position, Anubis isn't going to have any creeps left on his side, which forces him to be more aggressive. And that's going to make him kind of vulnerable. Especially if Granty can actually get destroyers out by that point, because destroyers are very effective against humans. Towers going up. Little clockwork goblins doing pretty good, effective harass here. You can see they don't have to explode, or they don't have to successfully come to the end of their time to explode. They explode on death as well. And it does quite a chunk of damage. Look at this, 93, 80, 49. So it does like 30 damage, these ones. You just see it, took out that footman. Another peasant scouting away, just double checking that there is a slaughterhouse or two. Tinker, what's it going to be? Is he going to get himself Orb of Corruption? I'll be tempted to see it. I'd like to see it. It's expensive and not the best item for a Tinker, but then again, it would help out his little clockwork goblins a bit. I don't know whether Orb of Corruption would increase the amount of damage they do on explosion, but it would still increase their damage overall. Just their flat, normal attack damage. Have we got barracks now? He's got his tier 2 and he's got a second barracks coming. We need to see arcane sanctums. Spellbreakers, baby. And rifles or something like that. I don't know, I'm not a pro. I'm not a 1 versus 1 expert, but I assume that that might be a good move. At least mass rifles would be a good starting point. I hear someone TP down here. That's a nice little touch as well. The Acolyte is left out for some harass potential. Tinker is just going to stay on this harass. He's going to get a lot of experience, as you've been seeing. He's got experience right now. He's down here not doing anything, but you heard peasants dying up here, and you can see his little experience bar. He doesn't actually have to be in the thick of the action. He's raking it up. You know, it's only a matter of time before he gets back up to like level 5. And what's the Archmage sitting on? Level 2.5. Really needs to crack on. Because Granty is essentially winning this game with his Tinker alone. Pretty much. So, yes, Anubis needs to step up his game. better tower placement, that's for sure. Would be a good start. Lots of rifles, not footmen. I know he's screwed for wood, so he pretty much can't get rifles, but yeah. It's in bad shape. Someone says tome. Where's the tome? Where Anubis last was? I don't know. I've missed it. Oh, I need to know where the tome is. Forces are under attack. Granty's nowhere near. I think the problem is Anubis clearly gets distracted way too easily. He's the kind of guy you want to pick on for your 4 versus 4 RT, because you can waste his time like mad. Just a matter of time now, I think, until Granty dies. I like that little effect. You see, the Acolyte dies, but that's pretty dark pool of blood. I wonder if a human died in there, the pool of blood would be a lot lighter, a lighter red. That's the thing. Oh, where's that? Where's the context there? I know what he's saying because I had an argument with him earlier. Well, earlier, I think it was the other day, with Jack Flash, saying that he was Fane or something like that. I can't remember what my reasons were for it, but it's funny. I've said my piece. It looks like Granty's coming in now. Pretty much for an all-in. He's even taking ghouls. He's got the speed for the ghouls, so he's got his tier 3 going down. Those tier 3 ghouls, vicious beasts. Yeah, he's going to pretty much do what he needs to do. And are these destroyers going to do their nice little trick? It's kind of annoying because you have to focus a lot on them. No, they're all going into destroyers. Sometimes you can absorb, well, sometimes you can absorb the magic away from the obsidian statue before turning that obsidian statue into a destroyer. That way you actually make use of the mana that's left in it rather than just wasting 170. But it really comes down to, are you going to make your move now? If you're going to make your move now, just turn them into destroyers like Granty did there. Otherwise, if you can be flashy and absorb the mana, then you're going to do a nice bit of extra damage, because as you can see, this guy here, he's got his mana. He uses up a huge chunk of mana. 30 mana, I think, for the Devour. I can't remember what the ability is, but it's basically 30 mana to do a lot of bonus damage, which is splash as well. So, yes, they're very effective against heavy armor. So, towers, human towers, this is why destroyers are pretty darn homish here. Granty is pretty much... Oh, look at this. He's going to get level 6. We're going to see the Robo Goblin in a second. Wait for it. Yes, he's deservedly taken this. He's kept control. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He's taken control of the game the entire way through. And Anubis just got pushed about too much. Hopefully this is a learning experience for Anubis, and he can basically take his experience from this and say, right, okay, I need to do this, 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 and this. Yes, there's the Tinker. There he is. Look at him go. He's a fast bugger as well. He's got those boosts of speed, so he's going to be fast anyway, but do not underestimate him. Look at that, that's so cool. This was the original April Fool's joke a long time ago, but it led to lots of neutral heroes. Thank God for that, because the neutral heroes in Frozen Throne are awesome. Really. I mean, obviously heroes are what make this game, and adding a lot more of them makes the game very diverse, which is very good for me, as I'm someone that enjoys playing this game and likes to get a lot of diversity from this game. Ooh. Absorbing, devouring the magic from all of those pesky water elementals, and then taking it themselves. There's a lot of damage going to be going out soon. Doesn't look like much is going out at the moment, but really if there's a bit more focus fire going down on those rifles, you can take them down pretty quickly. Rifles are kind of good though, to be honest, versus destroyers. They're certainly not bad. In fact, I think they're supposed to be quite an effective counter, but only if you were like still in the game at this point. Anubis is just hanging on by a thread. He's really just desperate at this point. There's not much he can do. He's still alive, but I think Granty has the slight advantage, is what I'll say. He's still got mana for another Pocket Factory. He can get out, get another Pocket Factory down, and that'll seal the deal, I think. Oh yes, level 7. Level 7 Tinker. The bigger the map, the less chance you're going to get this kind of constant action, which is great. Very enjoyable. There's the TP. That means Anubis is going to win the game now. Oh, look at him go. Are we going to see stun rockets? No, you still need a bit more mana, but maybe one more whack. Oh, there we go. The Archmage is down. Down it goes. Well, there it is. Okay, thank you for watching. This has been Witty. Please subscribe, like, and comment.